Hello, my name is Heather Eiden. This is the sequel to our first watercolor painting lesson with using a viewfinder and a room with a view. This one is of the Milwaukee River. So here you can see the viewfinder is super simple piece of paper with a rectangle cut out of the center. And it's a great tool for artists because it blocks out all of the surrounding area, so you only are focusing on the composition that you find to be beautiful. So it's a very nice way to focus, have like one pointed focus, like the skill that we have when we're meditating. But our focal point here is the view outside this gorgeous doorway. So then I wanted you to take a look at our artist that's going to be our inspiration today for our painting. This is Mary Nohl. She actually lived in the same neighborhood on the north shore of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And she lived on the Lake Michigan, and painted out her window of images of the lake, obviously fantasy images. I mean, maybe she saw a boat, but then she elaborated. And then what I'm going to be doing is painting out my window on the Milwaukee River, same neighborhood. So today, earlier, I saw someone go by on a bike, so I put that down quickly. I was using the crayon. So I started with the crayon, which creates a really beautiful outline, and then you just simply go in there either with a watercolor pencil or the paint. So let's say I made his shirt reddish. So it's so nice to use crayon because it acts as a resist and it holds your paint in that one little area there. That's a really another really great tool is wax resist. So we had the foreground here, just like you see out the window, the water. The middle ground is the island in the middle of the Milwaukee River. Behind it is going to be trees, but right now I just darkened it. And then here's our sunset at the top. So the sunset is pretty white there in the center. So I was just going to make it white as possible. And then, just like the sunset out there, it kind of gradates, right? So you want to start dark, and then maybe you go out there and make it kind of, diffuse or disappear and transform right into the horizon line. So let's see what happens here. Okay. So there's a lot of orange. There's a lot of orange in there and a lot of red. So I'm going to go in to my paint palette. This, remember, is a jewelry box. I may have told you before. Works great as a big paint box. And then let's see what happens when you do the wax resist, right? Because remember, I just put that crayon down there. That's pretty nice how that's working. So keep your white in there for the center for the sunset, and then just start to pull away from the sun with the water and quite a bit of paint. And that makes some nice effects. Okay, so our trees in there are pretty dark. So I'm gonna go back in there with a smaller brush, and they're almost looking like they're black, right? So basically I'm just gonna go in and I'm going to work on some lines, and think of this as musical. One of our sessions was painting to music, but painting is musical because it's all about rhythm and pattern, just like music is, right? So I'm moving my hand as if I was almost like strumming a guitar, right? Back and forth and back and forth, wider, thinner, and then I'm going to go across the bottom. And let's see, we got some trees in there. So the island has some pretty nice large trees that are all the way up to the water line. So that's what I want you to do today. Also, think about using a stencil. So Mary Nohl had these boats in here, and they're pretty much the same shape. In the style of Mary Nohl, I'm making a stencil and then tracing it, right? So starting with my watercolor pencil, her boats go right into each other. They're kind of like pretty turbulent looking, I would say. So if you get a little watercolor pencil in there, and you come back and you add your water, and you instantly get a little canoe, right? And you can overlap it by going right over the top of the other canoe. So try that. Use a stencil. You could make it into a tree stencil, just have fun repeating shapes, because that always adds a dynamic quality to a painting is rhythm. People like to see things that are harmonious. We're just kind of geared that way, right, towards harmony rather than chaos, and pattern always creates harmony in a painting. So have fun going in with your details into your landscape painting out your window of a beautiful view using your viewfinder. All right, thank you, bye-bye.